Boom. That was a jazzy little intro. And here we are, guys. We are live for Marketing Teardowns. I am super excited for this one. I hope you guys are too. We've got a few websites lined up today that we are going to be tearing down, dissecting, looking at the websites and looking at the marketing strategies of these companies to really help you understand and reverse engineer what's working and what's not. So if you do have any competitors or even businesses that you're just wondering how they're getting so much growth, be sure to drop it in the comments below. Let me know. We probably won't be able to get it covered today, but we'll get it covered on next week's session. Or even if you just want us to take a look at your website and give you some practical feedback and suggestions on how you can improve your marketing and get better results, again, drop it in the comments below or send me a DM and let me know. So let's get straight into this. I'm going to move you guys over here. And then you should, with any luck, be able to see my screen. Guys, let me know in the comments if you can see my screen all right. It looks like it's just a black screen at my end right now. Okay, it should be working. Guys, let me know. I want to keep this as interactive as possible anyway, but let me know if you can see my screen, if all is good, if you can hear me all right. Drop it in the comments below, let me know. And also, if you're watching this live, be sure to comment #live. If you're watching on the replay, as always, comment #replay below. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Right, so first one we're going to be looking at, this is for Dave. That Dave sent in, a company called Sassy Shop Wax. I believe do candles. Looks like they do a few other things as well. Apparently they've been going through a lot of growth recently. So first impressions on this website, I don't really have a clue what they do. There are some Christmas themed things here. You got little baubles and a sleep mask. I mean, I could assume from the title that it's something to do with wax or candles. You've then got a little thing down here, but there's not really much to tell us what this store is about. And I've said this quite a few times on the website roasts. It's so important that above the fold, so what people see before having to scroll down, is really clear what you actually do. So let's have a look at this. What is wax? What is a wax melt? A wax melt is a scented piece of wax. Okay, so these are basically wax melt things. Cool. So first impressions from the website, I'm not overly impressed so far with the overall structure and layout. I think there's a lot these guys could do to actually make it better. I mean, this in itself, like, this is cut off, right? I can barely even see what this says. It's just not a great look for the first page you land on the website. And again, a lot of people will just not scroll down if they can't figure out what it's about. So there's a lot of missed opportunity here right now. Let's have a look at the shop and just check out what's going on here. Okay, so you got things categorized, which is great. Category, so I'm assuming this is an e-commerce store. Categorization is essential for an e-commerce store, not only from an SEO perspective, that it will help massively, but also just from a user experience perspective. People do not want to be scrolling through lots of things trying to find what they want. So this just gives people the ability to say, hey, okay, I want some bath and body things, or I want, I'm interested in start pack, wax melters, whatever it is. So let's see. Okay, sold out. I mean, there's a product page, relatively decent. The only thing I would say is there's no description here whatsoever, which isn't great. Again, from an SEO perspective, you really want to try and have as much description as possible using those target keywords, and even just to let people know what they're actually looking at. It's another big thing as well. Simply add. Okay, so that's got a bit of a description, almost instructions. Okay, so I am not seeing anything special about this website so far. But let's take a look and see what's going on behind the scenes here and how these guys have been growing. So let's go into SEMrush and have a look behind the scenes and see what's going on. So we can see these guys, it's had some ups and downs, but it's on an upwards trajectory, which is always good. And they have had pretty phenomenal growth in terms of traffic. So these guys have gone from November 2019. So this time last year, they were getting 700 visitors to their website a month, approximately. They are now getting over 10,000 visitors. That is a really significant increase in traffic. So hence their growth. So it'll be interesting to see what's been leading to that. So if we have a look, in fact, let's check out some of these keywords. Sassy shop, so 140. Sassy shop wax, 3,600. Okay, so they get, looks like they get quite a lot of branded search as well, but that may have just come over time. See, my intrigue goes here, like this, how to use wax melts. And if we have a look here, so this is actually going to a blog post. What is a wax melt? So I reckon if you look, how do you use wax melts, burning wax melts, how to use a wax melter, and this looks like they're all going to that same page. So if I was to take a guess, I would say they may have had some SEO work done as well. They may have been doing some work behind the scenes to build up their backlinks they're getting to the site. But this looks like a really pillar piece of content to them, which is driving a lot of traffic to the website. And I'd imagine this is how they've initially got that traction, because you'll see here. So what this basically means is for these keywords, these guys are ranking position 1 in Google for these. So how do you use wax melts? That gets 210 searches a month. What else have we got? What do you do with wax melts? 110 searches per month. How do wax melts work? 390 searches per month. That's all going to that same blog. So it's kind of like they've made a bit of an ultimate guide too. So this is where doing your research in your industry and whatever space you work in initially, and finding phrases or search phrases that have relatively low competition but a high search volume can work wonders for getting organic traction and really standing out. And it looks like this is exactly what these guys have done. They found a keyword topic, they found a phrase that maybe there wasn't much competition for, and they've created a blog on it, they've made it as a pillar piece of content, and that's what's driven the initial traffic to that, and it's then helped to boost their SEO over time. If we have a look, let's have a look at their backlinks here. So for anyone watching this, if you don't know, effectively what backlinks are is these are external websites that are linking back to your website. And this is a really fundamental piece of your SEO strategy. So effectively, the more backlinks you have back to your website, the more authority Google deems your website to have, right? Because it's kind of thinking, well, if people are linking back to this site, it must have good content, right? If people are talking about it, if they're linking back to it, it must be a good website, and that's going to boost your authority over time. So you can see here their domain authority has been like gradually increasing. Their backlinks have also been increasing. Don't know. Let's have a look and see what kind of backlinks they've been getting. Wax bomb melts. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it looks like there's potentially they have been having some SEO done on the website, which is what's kind of helped it, and having some backlinks driven to the website. Because as part of an SEO campaign, not only would you work on the blog content and the content marketing strategy, but a big part of that is also going to be building up natural backlinks to the site. So getting, in publications, there will be, like all sorts of different publications that would want to link back to these things, right? So that would be a big part of how they've got their initial traction. I don't think these guys were running any ads. Let me just double check. So if we have a look, advertising research. So they're not running any Google ads, but they are running some display ads. So display ads are effectively, if these are running on Google's display network, these are websites that are partnered with Google that use Google AdSense. So these will typically be media publications, blog sites, news sites, etc., where they can run their ads on. So it looks like these guys have been doing that. Make a statement in your home. Buy beautifully scented wax melts now. Christmas scents out now. So last seen. Okay, so it looks like they ran these over Christmas of last year and stopped them. And it looks like, so last seen January 2020. So I don't think they've been running these in a while. And that kind of suggests to me that either they were just doing a one-off promotional campaign for Christmas, or they just didn't really see much traction with these ads, so they've turned them off. So that's usually a pretty good indicator. And we'll come on to Facebook in a bit, but you'll find that if you see, somebody's been running an ad for a very short period of time, or, they were running them and then they turn them off, it usually means that they just didn't get results from it, right? Whereas on the contrary, if you see, an advert that's been running for maybe like a year or so, that generally, not always, but it generally indicates they're getting some form of return from it, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't keep pouring that money into the ads. So let's have a look on Facebook ad library and see what they're doing on the Facebook side. So for anybody that doesn't know, if you go onto facebook.com/ads/library, you can see any ads that are being run by any Facebook pages on the internet. So if we click on search all here, and then we're gonna, what was it called? Wax, Sassy Shop Wax, Sassy Shop Wax. Okay, cool. So they've got quite a few Facebook ads running by the looks of it. Is that Gemma Collins? Yeah. So it looks like they're doing some influencer marketing here as well. So I think it's Gemma Collins from Towie. I've been seeing Sassy Wax all over Facebook and Instagram, and now I'm obsessed. Yeah, very, very influencer style ad there. Use code be quick. Okay, so these are pretty good. They've got some nice looking creatives. It's obviously branded as well. Nice product imagery there. So they've obviously, I'd imagine, put quite a bit of money into this. I don't know, launched in November 2020. So it looks like maybe they've only just started running these ads recently on the Facebook side. So I mean, again, this is probably leading up to Christmas, up to Black Friday as well. I would imagine that these guys have got their initial traction from the organic strategy, right? They've probably started ranking very well for wax melts by the looks of it. They've got some organic traffic coming to the website, probably made a few sales that way, and they've then kind of built on that strategy over time. They've got quite a few followers on Instagram as well by the looks of it, so they probably tapped into influencer marketing as well at some point. So really interesting one. And guys, let me know, let's see some comments coming in. I can see your screen. These great keywords at work. Awesome. Cool. Glad you guys can see. That's always a good start. Cool. So we're going to leave that one there for now because we've got a few others to get done, but hopefully that's been useful. If there's anything you've spotted, drop it in the comments below. Let others know. So yeah, so everyone can see and benefit. Let's now move on to let's do Pearl Accountant. So we'll do a service-based business now. So moving away from e-commerce. So these guys, I've come across these guys before. When we were working with one of our other clients, we did some research, some competitor analysis on these guys. These guys rank very, very highly in Google for accountants in London. So they're obviously doing something right. It's the first time I've dived into their strategy though. So firstly, again, like coming back to that point with the header and the above the fold content on the website, straight away they're speaking into, you know, the potential pain point of these people. We do the numbers and help you grow your business. So nice and simple. Like most business owners, most entrepreneurs don't want to be spending all day going through numbers. So it's really kind of speaking into that desired outcome that people have. And then a nice kind of simple call to action here. Are you an individual or are you a business? So, you know, whether you be a freelancer or a business, and presumably this will then go to, okay, so it's on the same page. Startups, businesses, contractors. Cool. So they're speaking into the, you know, the personas. They've even got some case studies here, which is great for each one. Really, really, really nice. Really good strategy. Best breed of expert, schedule meeting. What have we got here? Software partners. So there's a bit of chartered accountants. Okay. So they got a bit of like social proof here as well. Some credibility building stuff. Why we're unique. Our pricing, so they got nice transparent pricing on here as well. Very nice, very nice. How it works, I really like these things. This is really important. So for any service-based business, like these can work wonders. It doesn't even have to be service-based, but showing people, you generally want to keep it to 3 at max, but trying to simplify the process and almost future pace, show people how that process looks. What's the step-by-step journey that they go through to get the outcome that they want, right? So you get in touch with one of our accountants. We will then prepare and send you a proposal outlining the services. You receive our email and open the document engagement. Okay, that's a bit boring as an outcome. But you get the gist, right? I mean, if I was to do this, I would probably say, you know, send you our proposal and you then, we then remove the headache of you managing your accounts, right? Speak into that where people want to get to. But yeah, nicely done. It's good to have that step by step. And then they've also got a ebook here, which is great. And I always say this is so important, and any website can benefit from this. If somebody has scrolled this far down the website and they still haven't clicked on anything, you want to try and have this almost as a safety net. Because the fact is 90% of people, 90% plus of people who visit your website usually won't take any form of action, right? They will click off your website and that doesn't mean that they're not interested. It might just mean they're busy. It might mean they're just doing their research at this stage, but you then run the risk of losing that person. They might never see your website again. Somebody might be running ads the next day and you will then lose that potential customer to the competitor, right? So much business is lost because of this. So having something, whether that be in the form of a pop-up, like an exit intent pop-up, or just something on your website where it's like, hey, here's some free value, sign up to our email list. So you can then continue to nurture that lead and eventually get them to book a call with you, right? When the time is right. This is so critical. So I like that. It's good. Our offices. So they've got different offices here, which is great. Another thing these guys are doing really well, just to touch on this, because I have noticed this before. This is pretty awesome from an SEO perspective. They've basically got individual pages that target all of the potential keywords that people could be searching for, right? So under who we help, if you think about this, people, when they go into Google, they might be, if you're a startup, you might be go into Google and type in accountants for startups. If you're a sole trader, you might go and type accountants for sole traders. So they're really covering their bases here by having all of these pages. This can work wonders for your SEO. So if we go on this, you will see they've got a dedicated product page here, the title. So if you see the little title tag up here, which is what will appear in Google, sole trader accountants, free bookkeeping software to get you up and running or something like that. Specialist accountants for sole traders and self-employed. And then they've got lots of their target keywords on here. They're linking back to other pages and other relevant articles, which is always good for SEO as well. So this is known as internal linking. Sole trader responsibilities. Yeah, so they're just, again, like building on those keywords, specialist online accounting services. So this is great. Get in touch for a free consultation. They've got a call to action. And again, they've got another free brochure here. So, a great brochure for sole trader by the looks of it, self-assessment, record keeping. They've got a video. So you can start to get a sense of how this website is probably just an absolute lead generation beast, because they're literally covering all of their bases for all different people. They've got all the additional services they offer. So again, if someone's typing in bookkeeping services, maybe someone's typing in payroll services or company formations, they're covering all of those bases. And then they even have relevant lead magnets by the looks of it for each one. So this website will become an absolute conversion machine for these people, right? They will just be getting in leads after leads after leads. So if we have a look behind the scenes of this one, let's see what's going on. It'd be interesting to see just how much traffic these guys do actually get. Okay, looks like they've actually had a bit of a decrease recently from last month. So 4,200 searches a month. Not as much as what were they called, Sassy Shop Wax. But what you have to remember here is, for a service-based business, if these are high intent clicks and traffic that they're getting to their website, these guys can be making a killing off of that, right? And this is where having the right keyword strategy, the right SEO strategy really makes a difference, because it's all well and good getting 4,200 searches a month, but if you're just getting people who aren't interested in buying, or they're not the right keywords you're ranking for, a perfect example of this for accountants, it might be that if someone's searching for accounting software, right? So that's someone who's interested in getting accounting software. They're not necessarily interested in accountancy services. So having the right keywords is going to be really important here to make sure you're actually generating leads and sales. So let's see what's happened. So June 2020, so they've had quite a big dip here. 11.4K. So they've obviously, I would suggest that these guys have had a pretty solid SEO strategy that's been worked on. They're running ads as well. So let's dive into this a bit more. Let's see what's going on with this traffic. Yeah, so you can see here, so like this is their organic traffic, right? 1,900 visitors a month from organic traffic. And this is the power of SEO when it's done right. That traffic, if they were to, what this means is that if these guys were to bid on these keywords by doing paid advertising, this is the approximate cost that they would be paying, right? $7,000 per month. And they're getting this organically to their website. So look at these positions they're ranking one for: accounting services, East London, accounting fees for startup businesses, new business startup accountants. So these are all really, these are things that people are going to be searching for if they're actually looking for accountants. It's like they get quite a lot of branded search as well. So people, 590 search volume for people searching for Pearl accountants. So they've obviously got quite a good reputation and brand behind them. Accountants in London, position 2, right? 3,600. That's going to be an extremely competitive keyword. So they've done really well to rank for that. And that, I would imagine that's just come from, having this strategy being built up over time. Need accountants for small business, accountants in Hounslow. So yeah, you can see these guys are really, really strong on the organic side here. Let's have a look at their backlinks. Okay, so they had a big jump here. So it might be that they doubled down on an SEO strategy that they've had potentially. See, I would imagine this is like, it looks like they were pretty stale for a while. 2015, 2016, 2017. And I would suggest that this is probably where they've started an SEO campaign, and they've started to build up more and more backlinks over time. So from 2018. So that's probably when things started taking off for them. Cool. So let's have a look at what these guys are doing on the ad front then. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Business and tax advisors. Okay, so they've got some HTML ads here. So it looks like they're running a few display ads. Interesting. And then where are they sending people to? So they're just sending people straight to the homepage. So this is another thing that you'll see with paid ads, and this is even more important with e-commerce stores, but well, even service-based businesses as well, right? If you are targeting a particular keyword or a particular search phrase, what you don't want to do is send people just to a generic homepage. Right? See, there's so many times where, let's say, for example, let's take these accountants, right? If it was somebody searching for company formation and they landed on the homepage and it just says, accountants, we take care of the numbers, etc., it's not really relevant to what I was searching for. So, and this is done so often, and so many businesses lose so much money because of this. Like, you really want to make sure that the page you are directing people to is hyper specific and hyper relevant to the keywords that you're actually targeting when it comes to running paid ads. So that's a really big thing to think about. So let's see what these guys are doing on Facebook, if anything. Pearl Accountants. Okay, so it looks like they are doing quite a bit on Facebook. Launched in October 2020, so these have been running about a month, 2 months now, a month even. What have we got? So what we can't see on Facebook is the only thing we can't see on Facebook ad library is the audience. So we can't see who they're targeting here. So these may well be, all of these ads may be retargeting ads, which can be extremely effective. So again, these guys are getting 4,000 plus searches a month or to their website. Again, if we factor in that a lot of these people are going to be leaving the website without taking any action, retargeting can be really effective because we can then retarget these people on Facebook. And like they're doing here, I'd imagine these probably are retargeting actually. Download our free brochure. So people have come onto the website, they haven't converted. Maybe there's not enough trust there yet. Maybe they're not ready to book a meeting just yet, or maybe they were just busy. This is a great way not only of keeping front and center in the customer's mind, but also as a kind of second try. Maybe people clicked off, maybe they just weren't feeling it at the time. Here's some free value, right, to get them onto your email list. So let's see. So they're doing books here. I would say that this could be better. I mean, download our free ebook for small businesses. It's very vague. Like in this video, it says, do you want to know how to file your tax return? Perfect, right? Like if it was the ultimate guide to tax return or something specific, maybe even like test a series of these different ad groups. That's what I would be doing, because right now that's very vague. It doesn't really like, what is a free ebook for small businesses? What's inside it? What am I going to get from it? This is a bit better. Download our free ebook for landlords. I can't see that text. And again, the ad copy is really short. These guys could definitely do with some work here on the paid side, because I think they're missing a huge opportunity just by making this more specific and calling out particular audiences. Otherwise, I think this is a great strategy. You know, it makes so much sense when you've got that much traffic coming to the website. You want to have retargeting, but who knows? Maybe this is going to a cold audience. And if it is, I would suggest this is going to convert pretty badly because it's just not specific enough, especially if you're going to cold traffic. They might get away with it again if it's retargeting because people have been on the website, they've expressed an interest in accounting. To cold traffic, it's not a good strategy at all. Okay, so these are more, they've got a carousel ad here, so specialist bookkeeping services. So it's a bit of a catch-all company accounting formation. So they're just showcasing their different services. Yeah, I mean, they haven't been running these for long, so there's nothing to suggest that these are doing particularly well. I would suggest they're probably not. But to give you a bit of an idea as to what they're doing here and where you could use this effectively, I would definitely say to look at this as part of a retargeting campaign. So next, what have we got next? Let's have a look at yogalondon.net. So yogalondon.net. So these guys, it looks like they do yoga teacher training. So become a yoga teacher within 6 months of graduating, 77% of our students completed. I'm not sure on this, as this is, so this is a homepage for the website. To me, there's a bit too much going on, right? Like I don't know where to look. There's too much text. It's just not a nice experience. And again, when you compare it to these guys who have got like one kind of bold transformation statement at the start. I mean, look, whether you're doing advanced trainings or beginner trainings, there is an end outcome, right? You're helping people to become the best yoga teacher they can be ultimately. So I would start with something like that instead of having too many options. Get a free course prospectus. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but that does not sound appealing to me. Like a course prospectus, it just sounds like I'm going to be pitched to. You really want to try and make these things, you know, if you have a guide or a PDF or something that you want people to sign up for, try and make it sound more appealing to them. A course prospectus just sounds like, oh, it's just a brochure on what you do. And whilst those things can be good, you want to try and make it sound a bit more exciting and appealing for someone, like they're actually going to get value out of it. So this looks like a landing page. There's a yoga teacher inside you. Ready for my prospectus. I really don't like the wording here. I think they could really, if maybe they are running tests on this. Postcode. Do you need postcode at this stage? I don't know. Maybe these guys do. I don't know what their business model is. Maybe they have to direct it to a certain place. But one thing to consider here with, you know, with any marketing strategy, the more fields you have on your contact form, the less likely people are to fill them out. All right. So your conversions will go down the more fields that you have typically. Now, it can help to pre-qualify your leads by having more forms to fill out and kind of weeding out the people who maybe aren't so serious, but it's a balancing act and you have to test it. And as a rule of thumb, you don't want to be asking for information that you don't need at this stage, right? It doesn't mean you'll never need their postcode, but ask yourself, do I need this information at this stage? Do I need their full name right now? So just some things to think about there. Pay as you go. It's Premier Training. We'd love to chat. Okay, so nothing mind-blowing there. I think there is more these guys could do. They've got some credibility here, which is always good. So they're showing some publications that they've been featured in, which is always good. I'd maybe, for a landing page, I'd maybe even have some more testimonials, even testimonial videos. But yeah, let's have a look and see what's going on with these guys then. Okay, let's start with the SEO. Wow. Okay, so these guys get 36,000 visitors a month approximately to their website. So it looks like this has built up over time. So last year they were getting about 8,000. So yeah, that's gone up quite a bit. 2016. So looks like they went for quite a while. So there's about 2012 up to 2016 where they weren't really getting much at all, and then it's really just taken off around here. 5,000 backlinks. It's not a huge amount. I would imagine these guys have probably got quite a lot of branded search as well. They are actually, blimey, they're ranking 1 for Yoga London because their brand name is Yoga London. So that's a tricky one because we don't know. And this is something worth factoring in here. Yoga London could be someone searching for a yoga class in London, right? But because these guys, I don't know if they're just become a yoga teacher, advanced trainings, workshops, teacher training. It looks like these are just trainings. I don't know if they necessarily offer yoga classes. So, and if they do, it's not a very good way of going about it, because to me, this says yoga teachers all over. So that's something to factor in there. Like, yes, okay, maybe they're getting several thousand visitors a month from that keyword, but a lot of them might not be interested in what they do, right? There might just be people looking for yoga classes. So let's do a bit of a deep dive into this and see what's going on here. So again, like see here, so 13,500 organic. So obviously doing quite a bit on paid. 13,500 organic traffic. So that's worth 12K in ads. So let's see. The wound is where the light enters. Okay, so they've got a few random keywords in here. I mean, it's easy to pick up some random keywords sometimes. I don't know if they've necessarily had that much of a focused SEO strategy. Free yoga in the park near me. Where's this going to? Free yoga classes, London. Okay, so this is interesting. This is a really interesting point, actually. So I see this quite a lot. And when it comes to blog content, I think a lot of the time I see a lot of businesses, I think they just run out of ideas and they just think, let's just talk about anything relating to our industry. But again, I don't know with these guys, but if they are only appealing to yoga teachers, I mean, sure, like, yeah, I'm sure yoga teachers want to go to yoga classes as well, but I would try to keep the content more specific to teachers, right? So whether that be talking about how to level up your game as a yoga teacher, what to charge as a yoga teacher, right? What are the questions that yoga teachers are actually going to be asking, and create content around that? Because when you start creating content for like this, you begin ranking for keywords for traffic that isn't necessarily anything to do with what you do, right? So you want to always be speaking to your buyers as opposed to just the industry as a whole, unless it can tie in somehow, right? Maybe this is part of their strategy, but it's something worth thinking about, because I see a lot of businesses doing this and it just doesn't serve them, because they end up ranking or getting the wrong kind of traffic to their website, spending lots of time and money in the process sometimes as well. Yoga instructor course, London. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of keywords there. They're ranking number 1 for. Free yoga near me. What's this? Free yoga. Is that same blog? Okay, so this blog obviously generates a lot of traffic. So again, like I reckon this blog's probably generating a ton of traffic for them, but it's not necessarily going to be the right kind of traffic. So maybe all is not as it seems with these guys, right? Let's have a look what they're doing on the advertising side. Okay, so these guys are running text ads as well. How to become a yoga teacher. Perfect, right? So that's obviously, I'd imagine, who they're trying to target, how to become a yoga teacher. Be interesting to see where they're directing people to, though. Let's have a look. See, this is, so just to give you some context here, this is a keyword, right? So somebody's going into Google, they're typing how to become a yoga teacher, and then they're directing them to this page. There's a yoga teacher inside you. Well, yes, that's why I'm searching for how to become a yoga teacher. But the problem with this is it doesn't speak into that search, right? What am I signing up here? What prospectus? I want to know how to become a yoga teacher. So I would create separate landing page for this. I would have a landing page that says the ultimate guide to becoming a yoga teacher, everything you need to know, or 4 things you need to know before you become a yoga teacher, right? Really grab people's attention and pull them in, and actually deliver some value at the same time, right? Don't just make a biased brochure all about your business and how great you are. Really deliver some value, give some tips to people, and then finish with a call to action to say, hey, book a call with us today and let's chat, and we'll see if we've got a course for you. That's the way to do it. You don't want to just bombard people with your brochure, because this isn't what they want to see. They want to see, how do I become one? So I would say that that's a big waste, spending money on that. Doesn't look like they're spending a massive amount, $31. So they're not really spending much on ads. And again, these figures are just approximate based on the average cost per click and how many searches it gets. So these aren't exact figures, but it doesn't look like they're spending a lot on these ads. Let's see what they're doing on the display ad side. In fact, before we do that, let's just have a look at what kind of ad copy they have. Yoga teacher training, yoga teacher training, and then these presumably all go to that page. Yeah. So this could be dramatically improved. Right, let's have a look at the display advertising. No, okay. Be yogi, get excellent rated yoga insurance. Yeah, so this is just examples of similar ads, but these guys aren't running any display ads by the looks of it. So let's have a look at, see if they're doing anything on Facebook. Yoga London. Okay, I thought that might be tricky. Is it these guys? Yes, this is the one. Doesn't look like they're running anything. No. So they are doing nothing on the Facebook ad side as well. So these guys are obviously just getting a ton of traffic. I'd imagine it looks like they've been going for quite a while. So they're probably quite well known in the space as well. They've been featured in a few publications. But it's an example of somebody who, by the looks of it, doesn't have a very clear SEO strategy. So they're probably a lot of the time not getting the right kind of traffic to their website. Be interested to see here. Their blogs. The cheeky yogi is a terrible yogi. 10 reasons. So here's a tip with content to really help you start ranking organically. 10 reasons why spending time outside is more important than ever in lockdown 2.0. Right? That might be good for grabbing someone's attention. I don't know. I probably wouldn't click on that, but maybe one for social media. If it resonates with someone, they might click on it. That is not what I very much doubt anybody's going to go into Google and type in reasons why spending time outside is more important than ever in lockdown 2.0. Right? You want to be thinking, what kind of things are my potential customers going to be typing into Google? Like, again, if your customer audience, if your buyers are yoga teachers or want to be yoga teachers, what kind of things would they be searching for? How to become a yoga teacher, how to charge for my yoga practices, how to transition in lockdown with my yoga classes. Like, that's the kind of content these guys want to be creating so that they're driving the right audience to their website. And then again, to go a layer further here, what can you offer these people that's relevant? So let's be a bit more contextual. If we did a blog about, how to transition your yoga studio online, we're obviously now speaking specifically to people who already have a yoga studio, right? So maybe the call to action at the bottom of that blog is, hey, do you want to level up your yoga game? Do you want a more advanced yoga training, right? So have a relevant call to action instead of just plastering a generic one, like I see a lot of the time. Beginner's yoga course, right? These people don't care. So make sure that your call to actions at the bottom of your content and your blogs are specific to the audience you're speaking to in that blog. On the same token, if we were to do a blog on how to become a yoga teacher, have a soft call to action that's like, hey, download our free guide with tips on how to become a yoga teacher, right? So you're moving people into your marketing funnel. Always thinking about that sequence, always thinking about those next steps, and thinking about the customer journey, right? And that natural progression. They've read some content, they've got value. Now give them something that, you know, that's going to give them even more value, and they can sign up to your email list and you can nurture them over time. So there'd be the suggestions that I'd give on that. So I hope that helps. And guys, I see there's a few people watching now. If you've got any questions that come up as we're watching this, do let me know. Drop it in the comments below, any questions, and I'll do my best to get them answered. And as I said earlier, if you maybe just tuned in, if you've got a website, whether it be a competitor, whether it be a business, you're just curious about what they're doing with their marketing and how they're doing it, or even if you want us to look at your own website, your own business and your marketing strategy, drop it in the comments below or send me a message, let me know, and we'll do our best to get it covered in the next session. So I think we've got time for one more today. So we're going to look at one that Jane has sent over to me, which was this one. Aroma Queen. So I laughed when she sent this to me because it looks like a very, very old website. But after going through it, I think it's kind of in line with their branding. I think this is possibly intentional. I would imagine, I mean, we'll dive into this a bit more, but first impressions, like if I was to come onto this website, you know, if I found it from SEO, I would be clicking straight off of it just because it's way too noisy for me. There's way too much going on. Don't know where to look. It just looks incredibly daunting and scary. And it looks very cheap as well, right? In my opinion, it just doesn't look modern. It looks old and dated. And I'll be wondering if these guys are even still in business because it looks so old. So that would be my first impressions. But they've obviously got this kind of quirky retro vibe going on here, right? You see from these images here, which are actually kind of cool. Choose your mood, set your scent. So let's have a look. Let's dive into this a bit more. Have a certain need, mood or stimulation. Choose your queen for inspiration. So they've got some even rhymes going on here. So I kind of like what these guys are doing. They've got some really cool and quirky branding. But here's the thing, like you don't want your branding and your design to come at the expense of the user experience. I'm all for quirky design, standing out, having that, you know, unique tone of voice. I love that stuff and it works incredibly well. But don't do it at the expense, you know, when you let your ego get in the way and you're just like, oh, I'm not going to change. Don't do it at the expense of the overall user experience because you will limit your growth. So, you know, really think about like, how can we really get across this fun, this quirky branding, but also make it, you know, very clean and easy for people to navigate this site. Relaxed regions, sense for relaxation and peace. So these images as well, like they're very, they just look very, very cheap and kind of like, I don't know, some black market stuff. You can tell the website's very dated. It's just, I would imagine these guys have probably got very, very loyal customers, right? They probably have people that know them by name. They love their staff. You know, they love how quirky they are. And that is probably what they're relying on at the moment. Or maybe they just have a huge selection, right, of oils that nobody else has. But let's do a bit of a deep dive into this .com.au. So it's an Australian company. Let's see what's going on.
They've got their own branded oils going.
They got their own branded oils?
Yeah.
Okay.
And blends.
So they're not getting a massive amount of search traffic. So 996 visitors a month. Looks like it's been steadily increasing over the past year, which is good. So had a bit of a presence 2016, and then boom, December 2017, it skyrocketed. Blimey. That is insane. So I would imagine it looks like they probably had a new website there, maybe, and they've just like added their full inventory to it, and they've just started ranking for a ton of keywords, because that's a hell of a lot of that's a huge jump. So I would imagine that's come from they probably had a crap website here with no, keywords or anything at all, and then they've just had a new website built, and it's just boom, skyrocketed. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So they're not really doing particularly well from an SEO perspective. Glocker, essential oils, light bulb ring diffuser, clearance essential oils, resin incense. So these are ranking like, page 14, position 14, position 17, which is, outside of page 1. So I wouldn't say they're going to be in too much traffic. I think it's just the sheer volume. Oh, in fact, no, I tell a lie. I was going to say. So this is UK only, and they're Australian. So let's have a look at this. This will probably tell a different story. Yeah, here we go. That's more like it. I was going to say. So, okay, position 1. So light bulb ring diffuser, aromatherapy incense sticks. Yeah, so they've got some nice keywords that they're ranking for here. Best quality incense sticks. Okay. So this is more like it. So we can see, like, obviously these guys are an Australian company. I don't know if they only ship to Australia. Let's have a look. We go check out. Doesn't say orders. Order. Aroma Queen's Australian website. We do not ship internationally. Okay. And another thing here, like with an e-commerce store as well, this is a big thing. You really don't want to be, you don't want to force people to create an account, right? You want to make that checkout process as simple and as seamless as possible. So yeah, this is a no-go. These guys could definitely do with some work. They're obviously doing very well. They're ranking for a lot of keywords organically. If they put a bit of money into their marketing strategy, they could really amplify this. Aromatherapy incense sticks. Okay, cool. So let's see. In fact, let's dive straight into the advertising here. See what they're doing. Oh, what have I done? Wrong one. Okay, nothing there. Nothing here. Let's see if they're doing anything on Facebook. What were they called? Aroma Queen. Aroma Queen. Oh, no. That is not that is not a good image. Clearance, discounted oils for kids blends. Oh my God. It looks like some kind of illegal drug or vaccine or something. Like, it's a terrible image to use. Germ Hero, we're in the process of pairing up many of our range to streamline our website. Okay, so it looks like they are actually having some work done on the website. But that is not a good image to use. Launched in November 2020. Yeah, I do not think these ads are going to be doing very well. Morningstar Woodpack, it's a bit better. Looks like these, I don't know, again, I don't know if these retargeting or what audience they're going after here, but like this is just straight in with a promotion. Not a fan of this at all. Frankincense, resin, incense. It's just not an appealing picture. Yeah, I can't imagine this is doing particularly well. But then again, I mean, it would certainly stop the scroll, right? This is the thing. Like, if I saw this in my feed, I would definitely stop because I'd be thinking, what the fuck is this? But again, I just don't know if they're going to be doing enough to actually get any clicks from that. It looks pretty atrocious. But it does sound like these guys are obviously going through a bit of a revamp at the moment of their site. So I think they're starting to wake up and realize they need to do something. So, yeah, that's that one. So I think we'll wrap it up there for today, guys. We've been going 55 minutes. Really hope you found it valuable. Love to hear your feedback and any comments. Let me know below. And again, if there's a website that you or a business that you want us to look at next time, do let me know. I'm going to take this stupid hood off now because it's getting hot. James thought it would be cool if I looked like a hacker. So I hope you appreciated the look. Anyway, guys, as always, really hope you found it valuable, and do let me know any feedback and any comments or anything you'd like to see in future ones. I can see some people commenting. Thank you. Loads of value here. Thank you. I don't know who you are. Is that you, Jane? Oh, thank you. My biggest fan. Anyway, I will speak to you guys very, very soon.